20. The good religion is a self-renovating religion. It is continuous progress with the advancing world, makes it ever fresh, ever modern, modernization of thoughts, words, and deeds, including traditional practices and rites, should be the order of the day. Songs 3.9, 7.15, 11.19, 15.11. 21. Enlightenment and happiness come to the person who gives happiness to others without discrimination whatsoever. An enlightened and happy life is what every person needs to achieve and spread. Song 8.1. 22. Prayers help a person to communicate with God. They are invigorating, guiding, and satisfying. They help experience the divine love. One may pray whenever, wherever, and in whatever state one feels to urge to communicate with God. One may do it alone or in the company of others. Prayers may be said in silent meditation, in a few words, in long lines, in prose or poetry, recited loud and sweetly. They may be said plainly or with simple rituals that would help the person feel elevated in their existence. This is repeated throughout the Gathas. To summarize, the Gathas are prayers to God and guidance for humanity. Every line, every stanza, and every song is communion with God, and at the same time, they impact an eternally modern message. They lead humanity, with all its modern science, to Ahura Mazda, God of subtle wisdom, with the Gathas as the guide in thought, word, and deed. One may devote one's life in practicing, teaching, and preaching the divine doctrine, good thoughts, good words, good deeds, and the quintessence of the Gathas. Should we keep in mind that above points are not design selection from a miscellany or an encyclopedia by numerous authors of different ages and divergent schools, but from booklet by a single composer, we will realize the uniformity, universality, modernity, and the subtlety of the thought-provoking message. No interference. But the Gathas never indulge in details of what one must do and must not do in a society. The Gathas do not interfere in the details of one's daily life. They do not make cumbersome by breathing down one's neck. They do not prescribe what to eat and what to reject, what to wear and what to tear, what to build and what to wreck, when to work and when to retire, when to celebrate, when to mourn, what is disease and what the cure, and what observances for the dead, and how to dispose the corpse. Had they done so, this very act would be rendered the Gathas obsolete within a short period. The divinely enlightened Zarathustra knew well that society and civilization do not remain long unchanged. They are continuously changing. With the passing time, the social differences are evident from time to time and place to place. Any instruction on daily life would grow old or be out of place in another location, and if it becomes a tradition to be adhered to, it would only prove an obstruction in changing and progressing world. That does not mean that the Gathas advocate abandoning or discarding any good, logical, and useful tradition. In fact, they favor maintaining and promoting a rich and enriching heritage. Song 9.2. What they disown is obsolete, retarding, useless, dumb, unintelligible, and superstitious customs. The universal message cannot force the traditions of one society upon another's. The universal message ought to be above regional and temporal differences. And that is what the Gathas are. With the Gathas as a guide, one need not try, generally in vain, to stop the clock and transfer a mode of living to another land, only to maintain an outmoded, out-of-place practice. With the Gathas as a guide, one need not cut, clip, patch, piece and paste, or alter, change, transform, transmute, and modify any custom just to adapt to what one may call an alien environment. It is the Gothic society, ever fresh, ever modern, ever logical, ever scientific, and ever divine, which prevails. One does not need an adaptation with the Gathas as the guide. Back to the Gathas. Back to the Gathas. Sounds an attractive slogan, but no, the Gathas are not the past to go back to them. The Gathas are the guide, and as such they are the present and the future. slogan or motto, if any, should be forward with the goddess. What therefore is the need is neither revision, nor modification, nor reformation, but restoration. We must resort to the goddess so far unconsciously kept high above reach, in order to restore ourselves to the good conscience, the true Zarathustrian religion. The restoration of pure and pristine Gothic principles of life in every wake of life, both mental and physical, would automatically mean modernization, rather a continuous modernizing process. It shall keep us always abreast of time, abreast with a foresight. Let us therefore read latter all the 22 points projected in this introduction, and still latter many more from the Gathas themselves, to fully comprehend and realize that we have the true guidelines for an up-to-date mental and physical, spiritual, and material life on this good earth and beyond. May we learn, understand, comprehend, practice, teach, and preach the inspiring message of the divinely inspired Mantran, the thought-provoking teacher, because according to Yasna 55, the Gathas, our guide, are the primal principles of life, and we wish to maintain our lives fresh, as is the will of God wise.